This question is based on the case delta G is equal to delta H minus T into delta S. Delta H is positive and delta S is also positive. In which of the following cases the reaction would not be spontaneous? Would not be spontaneous. So for spontaneous reaction T into delta S, because we want to sign of delta G is negative for spontaneous reaction. So for spontaneous reaction, which is requirement, T into delta S must be greater than delta H. T into delta S must be greater than delta H. Then sign of delta G would be negative. See the alternate. This alternate is not possible because T into delta S must be greater than delta H. Equal sign is not possible. So answer is all of these. In all cases reaction is non-spontaneous. Only in this case reaction becomes spontaneous. T into delta S is greater than delta H. Right? So this question is based on the case. We move to the next, which is correct at equilibrium. I already told to you, for spontaneity two things are responsible, delta G system and delta S total. Delta G system and delta S total. For spontaneous reaction delta G system is negative and delta S total is positive. At equilibrium delta G system is 0 and delta S total is also 0. And for non-spontaneous reaction delta G system should be positive and delta S total should be negative. So here which is correct at equilibrium? Correct at equilibrium only delta G system is equal to 0 and delta S total is equal to 0. So which is the option? This is incorrect because this is the delta G total, but delta S total is equal to 0 is the correct option. At equilibrium only two things are 0. Delta G system is equal to 0 or delta S total is equal to 0. Right? Move to the next. All question based on the cases. For the spontaneity, for exothermic reaction means delta H is equal to negative. For exothermic reaction to be spontaneous, delta S is also negative. Delta S is equal to negative, then temperature may be. So again use this equation delta H minus T into delta S. It is negative. So it is positive. So delta H must be greater than T into delta S. And such type of reaction can be spontaneous at lower temperature. Temperature should be low. Which alternate? Temperature must be high, temperature must be 0, temperature must be low. Fourth is the option. Right? You already know that. Because it is negative and now it is positive, and for spontaneous reaction magnitude of delta H must be greater than T into delta S, and such type of reaction can be spontaneous at lower temperature. Right? Now we move to next. The free energy change delta G due to a reaction is 0. When delta G is equal to 0, it means system is present at equilibrium. So the reaction are initially mixed, catalyst is added, the system is at equilibrium. When delta G system is 0, when system is present at equilibrium. Clear? Now we move to the next. Good question. Good question. Here calculation must be done. See, for a given reaction delta H is equal to 35.5 kilojoule. Here joule is given, delta S is joule. The reaction is spontaneous at what temperature? See here. Initially you assume that system is present at equilibrium. So you have the temperature at equilibrium. Now it increases or decreases for the spontaneous. See here, delta G is equal to delta H minus T into delta S. Both are positive. Both are positive. It shows that T into delta S must be greater than delta H for the spontaneous reaction. If you calculate the temperature at equilibrium, then that temperature should be high from the temperature at equilibrium. Temperature should be high from the temperature which is calculated at the equilibrium, because T into delta S must be greater than delta H for the spontaneous reaction. This sign is negative, this is positive. Now we calculated the temperature at equilibrium. Delta G is 0. Delta H, kilojoule. Kilojoule is converted into, kilojoule is converted into 35,500 in joule minus T into 83.6. So T is equal to 35,500 upon 83.6. It is equivalent to 425 Kelvin. So what should be done for the spontaneous reaction? This temperature at equilibrium. This temperature at equilibrium, because we put the value of delta G is 0. So this temperature should be increased for the spontaneous reaction, because for the spontaneous reaction the value of delta G must be negative. So this temperature should be increased from 425 Kelvin. At 425 Kelvin reaction is at equilibrium. If you decreases the temperature from 425, then reaction is non-spontaneous, because negative value decreases. So sign must becomes positive. So temperature should be increased from 425 Kelvin, that then the reaction becomes spontaneous. So T must be greater than 425 Kelvin. All temperature is the wrong answer. 298 Kelvin is the much less temperature. So second is the option at which the reaction is spontaneous. Then the reaction is spontaneous. At 425 Kelvin reaction is at equilibrium. If you decrease the temperature, then the sign becomes positive and reaction is non-spontaneous. Right? This is the important one. Now we move to the next question. This is also the important question. This is also the important question. Kilojoule, joule. It is also converted into joule. So be careful in the units. The value of delta H and delta S for the reaction, yes, the reaction will be spontaneous. Again you see, because delta G is equal to delta H minus T into delta S, it is positive. Right? So for spontaneous reaction, T into delta S must be greater than delta H. Firstly, you calculate the temperature at equilibrium, and from that temperature should be high. Temperature should be high for the spontaneous reaction. Now put the values. Delta G is equal to 0, because we assume that reaction is at equilibrium. Delta H becomes 170 into 10 raised to the power 3 minus T into 170. It is present in joule, it is in kilojoule. So T is equal to 170 into 10 raised to the power 3 upon 170. It is 1000 Kelvin. 1000 Kelvin is the temperature at equilibrium. Now for the spontaneous reaction, like previous question. Now for the spontaneous reaction, temperature should be more than 1000 Kelvin. More than 1000 Kelvin, then reaction is spontaneous. If it is less than 1000 Kelvin, then positive sign, delta G has positive sign and reaction become non-spontaneous. So 710 is not possible. It is not possible. It is always more than 1000 Kelvin. So third is the option where the more than 1000 Kelvin temperature is present. More than 1000 Kelvin temperature is present, then reaction will be spontaneous. Right? So these questions are important questions. Now we move to the next. See, the occurrence of a reaction is impossible. When the reaction is impossible, see here. When the sign of delta G is always negative, case 4, means delta H must be positive and delta S must be negative. If this thing is present, delta H is positive and delta S is negative, then sign is always positive and reaction is impossible. Reaction is always non-spontaneous at any temperature. So which is the option? The occurrence of a reaction is impossible if delta H is positive and delta S is negative. So this relation is most important for the spontaneity, for finding the spontaneity of the reaction. Clear? So these are the questions based on the Gibbs free energy, and now the chapter is finished. In this chapter you see enthalpy function, work done, entropy, and internal energy, and Gibbs free energy.